Hi, it's Vanessa Short, your Seint artist. I am here to teach you how to do the Camo Method or a refresher if you would like that. So the method we're going to be doing is like the cheetah hack, except for it has one additional thing in it, which is the camo. And that's going to be possibly a camouflage color that you're going to use. I can help you choose that, but it's going to be for maybe a dark area, usually people under their eyes, around their nose. If you have a little bit of discoloration or melasma, you might want to use it there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use a camo color, a brightening pop color, and your main bridge color. The bridge color is going to bridge these two colors together. Contour, your lip and cheek color, and a bronzer if you want. That's optional too. I might add an illuminator, which is also optional. But let's start with contour. Now, if you want to apply with one of your brushes, you're welcome to do that. But when you're first starting, it's kind of nice to feel the different consistency of our creams. So contour is going to have a stiffer consistency, and you'll be able to tell. And you just want to lightly dab into these. You don't need a lot. We're going to start at our cheekbone. And what we're going to do is find where it dips in right there, and we're going to go right above that. It's a little bit more uplifting on the face. And the rounder your face is, the straighter you may want to make this line. If you have a very narrow face or a thin face, you may want to scoop this up a little bit. So find right on that cheekbone. Here's another tip. Stay about that outside line of your eye. You don't want to pull this in too much. And then we're going to take a little bit more. We're going to put that on our forehead, almost like you're just going to make almost a triangle with your face, create a triangle there. So this is the triangle of light that I always talk about, or the diamond of light. We'll blend this later. I just want to show you where it goes and how easy it is to use. A little bit more we're going to put on our jawline. And I like to go just a little bit higher than my jawline because I've got this little gel. So I also only go up to that point and I stop there. I don't go where it dips in because that's just going to emphasize it if I do. And then on the nose, you can use your brush or you can use your fingers. Another tip, use your ring fingers for all of this because it has the lightest touch. So it's going to be the least pulling on your face. So I'm going to put my fingers almost together and I'm going to pull straight down. Now, the skinnier you make this little light line in the middle, the skinnier your nose will look. If you have a long nose, you may want to put a little dot of that contour on the bottom. If you have a short little button nose, you may not need that. I don't put my contour up here because I'm already narrow right there, but I definitely feel like I need more on this side because I'm a little bit more bulbous. Now I'm just wiping my fingertips off, and now we're going to do our camo color. So our camo color it's usually going to be a little bit darker or a little off of your skin tone. You're going to look at it and go, why would I use that? Mine is a little bit yellow because I have a little bit of blueness right here under my eye. And I'm just going to dot that really lightly where that blueness is. So it's really just kind of in that little dip that I have under my eyes. And if you have a deeper crease, you really just want to concentrate it just in that crease. And I'm not going all the way up to my lash line with it because sometimes having that a little bit darker is just okay. It creates a little definition. I also like to put some around my nose because I'm really red. If you see a lot of redness, it usually has blue or purple in it. So I'm using a yellow camo color because it's the opposite of purple. And then if you have blemishes that you want to cover, I would almost save those until the end. But if you do feel like you have like a little extra blueness right there, you might want to put your camo color there too. Next, we're going to do our pop color. So this is our brightening color. This is going to be the lightest foundation color that you have in your palette. I like to start on my nose. The straighter and skinnier you draw this line, the straighter and skinnier your nose will look, okay? So using your finger seems to work pretty well. If you want to use a brush, the detail hack is great for this, or just the detail brush. We're going to blend with our blush and bronzer. You can kind of use whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so down the nose, inside corner of eye, outside corner of eye, and on either side of your nose. If you notice, I'm not really overlapping any colors. I'm only putting it in those areas on my face that I need it. Lastly, we're going to use our bridge color. So this is going to be your main highlight, your main foundation color. And we're just going to kind of dot this lightly everywhere else. Also, if your neck is really light, this is just a little extra tip. If your neck is really light compared to your face, you may want to use a little bit of that pop color in here instead of your main color, because your main color may be a little bit dark. I'm pretty close, so I'm using my main color here too. Okay, so if you can see, I've got that pretty much dotted everywhere in between. And then you can put your cheek color on now if you want to, or you can put it on after you blend this. I'll just put it on now so you can see exactly where it goes. I like to put my cheek color a little bit higher than we were originally taught. So if you put it where your apples are, when you relax your face, it's kind of dropped down a bit. So instead, try this out. See if you like it. Go right above where your contour was and a little bit further back on your face. So not directly under your eyes like we were taught, but a little further back like that. You can also use your lip and cheek color on your lips. You can use your contour in your brows, which we'll do afterwards. But let me just show you what we've got going on here. So we did the camo method. I put my dots everywhere I wanted, or my lines, okay? And now I'm gonna blend. I like to use a little bit denser brush for this. Maybe you wanna use the small side of your blush bronzer. Maybe you wanna use the bigger side of your detail because it's got a little bit more surface area. Either way, I like to start with my light colors first, and I'm just gonna kind of blend those in, swirl those around. If you can't reach in this little inner corner of your eye, you can use your finger and just kind of pat that. Or if you want to grab another little brush, like the small end of the detail, you can totally use that too. Okay. So like I said, I like to blend the lighter color first. And then I'm gonna blend all of my contour and my cheek color and really push this into your hairline. I put this headband here and forgot to put it up there. We don't want to see your contour stop and start. It should really look like a shadow. Contour is different than bronzer. It's going to have a cooler undertone where bronzer is a warmer undertone. Okay. And I'm pulling this down on my neck just a little bit to tie that in. And then when you get to your cheekbone, make sure that you stay in an upward motion. So kind of up and out. Don't drag this down. It will drag your face down too. So think of it as a push-up bra for your face. And then you can kind of blend that right in with your cheek color if you want to. If you feel like you want a little bit softer edge, you can flip over and use the fluffy side, whatever you're comfortable with. Try different brushes, different ends of brushes. You'll be surprised that they'll all work, but you'll find your favorite. Okay, and then don't forget your nose. Now when I contour my nose, when I blend it, I go pretty lightly on this blend because I don't want to take it all away, and sometimes even I'll just pat it with my finger and blend it that way. I want to keep more of a shadow there. Then I think the last thing, I'm just going to take and add a tiny bit more of that brightening pop, the lightest color, just on the sides right there. Okay, so that's it for the camo method. You are done. Now if you want to touch up some blemishes, if you want to brighten things up a little bit, that would be the next step. So let's add a little bit of bronzer. You're going to notice your bronzer is super creamy. A little bit goes a long way with all of our makeup, but especially the bronzer. It's very concentrated. It's very creamy. So you're just going to dab in a little bit. You shouldn't see a ton on your brush. And then we're just going to put this on the high points of our face. So really where the sun would hit. And then just lightly blend that. I like to bring it down my neck a little bit. Okay, that's it for that. Now, if you want to add a little bit of illuminator, you can. We have powder illuminators and we have cream illuminators. This is a cream illuminator, and I'm just going to put a little bit down my nose. You can put it at the very high point of your cheekbone. Now, this is just going to be like a candlelit glow. If you want something a little bit more intense, the powder illuminators are going to be your friend. You can also put this right on that inner corner if you want. You can even put it at the high point of your arch there, right under your brow. Let's fill in our eyebrows. Almost forgot to do that. We're going to use contour. And I love my multitasker brush for this. So we're going to use the small end to cover some blemishes, but first we're going to use the bigger end to fill in our brows. So just lightly dab into your contour. And when I color match you, generally your contour is also going to be perfect for your brows. You can use it for eyeshadow. You can use it for eyeliner. Everything's multi-use. Everything is intermixable. So you've got a lot of versatility. And a couple things that I always say is a little bit goes a long way and you can't mess up. If you get too much, it's easy to blend off. If you need to add more, go right ahead. Okay, so my eyebrows feel a little bit more groomed. I like that. Now let's just cover these couple of blemishes that I have. We're going to go into either your camo or your bridge color. So your darker colors, not your pop, not your lightest color, okay? I am going to use my bridge color, which is my main highlight, and I'm going to dab directly on those little blemishes that I have. I'm not going to go outside of the lines because I really just want to camouflage that tiny little dot. If we start trying to camouflage all around it, then we're going to create another problem. I think I have one more. Okay, pretty good. If you feel like you need to add a little bit extra under your nose or anywhere, go right ahead. And then I like to blend this with my finger. The warmth of your finger just gets it to heat up and blend in really, really easy. So if you see any spots that you feel like you need to blend a little bit more, and then just really lightly tap it until it disappears. Let me get up close so you can see. So I'm just tapping, and the warmth is just getting that to blend. So it kind of melts into your skin. Okay. Now, if you want to use a setting spray, we have a wonderful setting spray. Or if you want to just set with a little bit of powder, you can do that. If you just want to leave it like this, leave it. I'm going to add a little bit of setting powder. I like to use it around my eyes, and it will not get cakey. It won't settle into my fine lines. It's really nice. It kind of filters. Watch, I'll do the side and you'll be able to see the difference. So our powders also come in tins, okay? So I'm just dabbing a little bit on this brush. This is the powder brush. And I'll just do this one side so you can kind of see. Also, if you've covered up any blemishes, set it with powder because that's going to really keep it in place. So I'm just lightly pressing that in. And look how it just filtered out everything around my eye. Isn't that great? It just kind of softens it. So if you're not a normal powder wearer, try it. If you are a powder wearer, try your powder, and then maybe when you run out, get ours and compare the two. I bet you notice a difference. Okay. That's it. If you want to add anything extra, you can, but we're going to stop right here. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, I'm Vanessa Short, your Seint artist, and I hope you have a beautiful day.